Hey, Read Through the Word. Today is July 24th. I can't believe it's the end of July. And my goodness, this year, it's been a crazy year, but can you believe that? It's the end of July. We'll be in the New Testament before you know it. So today we are looking at prophecy again. Since the last time I joined you, I told you I would see you again and we would be in Isaiah, and we still are in Isaiah. So during my teaching, we will be covering some more books of prophecy, but specifically for today's reading, I am narrowing in on Isaiah chapter 45 is where I want us to look. And so specifically, let's just read. I want to read this. Chapter 45, verses 1 through 7. It says, "This is what the Lord says to Cyrus, his anointed one, whose right hand he will empower. Before him, mighty kings will be paralyzed with fear. Their fortress gates will be opened, never to shut again. This is what the Lord says. I will go before you, Cyrus, and level the mountains. I will smash down gates of bronze and cut through bars of iron, and I will give you treasures hidden in the darkness, secret riches. I will do this so you may know I am the Lord, the God of Israel, the one who calls you by name. And why have I called you for this work? Why did I call you by name when you did not know me? It is for the sake of Jacob, my servant, Israel, my chosen one. I am the Lord. There is no other God. I've equipped you for battle, even though you don't even know me. So all the world from east to west will know there is no other God. I am the Lord, and there is no other. I create the light and make the darkness. I send good times and bad times. I, the Lord, am the one who does these things." Okay, let's talk about this. All right, every bit of me wants to go historically nerdy with all of this. I'm going to do that some, but I've already looked to see if I cover this is Isaiah's prophecy, and I will actually be teaching when the prophecy comes true. So I'm going to wait and cover a lot of the historical stuff when events actually happen, when we get into the book of Daniel. And so I'm going to wait on that. So, but I so wanted to put it, but now I can wait, and we'll cover that, I think, first week of September or so, that we'll cover it. But let's just take a look. I've talked to you before about Isaiah, and we'll be touching in Jeremiah and Habakkuk and some more books of prophecy this week. But I just want to talk about prophecy for a minute. And I've talked to you before about the importance of reading, like when we talked about wisdom literature. Now we're reading books of prophecy. And you read that different from a historical narrative, which we've talked about that before. But when we look at prophecy, I want us to keep a couple of things to the forefront of our minds as we're doing our reading through this. And this is the thing too, the book of Isaiah is so big, which we've talked about, and his time of prophecy is such a long period of time that different chronological plans have Isaiah in different places because of all the things that Isaiah covers in his prophecy. But I want to talk about what prophecy is. I think we get so scared when we read prophecy, and that's not the point. Prophecy is the unrolling of the plan of God, the decree of God. God's plan for his world, for his kingdom, and how that will come to pass. And I think when we think prophecy, we think scary. Prophecy should never be scary to us. prophecy should be comforting because prophecy reveals the character of God. And what we see is our God is in control of everything. This section right here in Isaiah that we're talking about, King Cyrus, is proof of, like we need proof of the trustworthiness and faithfulness of God. But that's what prophecy should show us. And here's the thing. So Isaiah prophesies from about 740 BC to 681 BC. That's a long period of time. So here, and what he's going to prophesy about here is King Cyrus. And we will discuss him in depth later, like I referenced earlier. But Cyrus is not going to rule until 559 to 530 BC. So 100 years, more than 100 years, before he ever is on the radar, Cyrus is mentioned. This is the only, now this is one of those nerdy things that's very interesting and it means something. This is the only place in the entire Bible where a Gentile ruler is said to be anointed. He calls him God says to Isaiah, Cyrus, my anointed. It's the only place in the Bible we see that. So, does that mean Cyrus is a great and godly king? No, it does not. That's what he goes into the other verses and says, you don't even know me, but I am choosing you, and you will be one of the people in this world that I will use to make my plan go forward for my people Israel and for the Gentile world. So, Cyrus will be a big deal. And we'll talk about him a little bit more in a few weeks. At the time period Cyrus shows up in the world, he rules over an empire that covers a space of over 2,000 miles, which is huge in the ancient world. And God says in here, why am I choosing you, Cyrus? Why am I choosing you? Cyrus is chosen to rebuild the city of God. See, spoiler alert, he's not even been destroyed yet. See, it's not even destroyed yet. But he's going to choose Cyrus to rebuild God's city and then return the exiles. None of which has even happened yet. But in the middle of judgment that's coming, Isaiah is showing the people, here's the hope that God has for you too. This is all the plan of God. This is that God is the power over all rulers, all powers, and he anoints who he will for specific tasks he wants to accomplish in this world. It doesn't mean that Cyrus, the rumor or the legend goes that actually Cyrus read the scroll of Isaiah and he was so impressed that the God of the Jews had knew who he was that he made sure what God said. He's like, okay, I'll go do that. And he does. And we'll talk about that later. But so we read this and God says, I use people and will use them to further the kingdom, to further the plan, to further the will of God to happen on this earth. So, what does that mean for us? Oh, so many good things. So many good things. Our God is not a God of chaos. He is a God of order. From Revelation will tell us, from the foundations of the world, the plan of God has been going forth, and he will make it happen. He's in control, not us. That this should give us a picture of calm in the midst of the storm. because we know the one who's in control. There's so many things in our world that can scare us. And when we read prophecy, it's a reminder of who is really in charge. It's not us. It's God. And that should give us such great comfort to know that He knows what He's doing. One of the great things I think I'm going to give you it'll be in your notes, to watch is, I don't know if you've ever done Secret Church. I've done Secret Church for years. It's an intense time of Bible study. Not 10 minutes, but 6 hours at a time. And this past year, back in April, the subject material this year was God and government. God, government, and the gospel. And how the plan of God and what God uses rulers and kingdoms and everything for. And I'm going to link that because some of you like these extra things that I put in. I'm not saying you have to go do it. It's just something there for you. But it is a reminder that when we read prophecy, I've had the hardest time with this week's readings to summarize because I want to sit and discuss with you the goodness of God that we see through this. And I don't know how in a couple of days I'm going to make it through the lesson without crying, because reading it I cried, writing it I cried. So it's just, prophecy shows me the very character of God, and that He is where my hope lies, and not the things of this world. And I think that's what we see right here from Isaiah 45. So I'll see you next time on Read Through the Word.